Topic: The Unknown Man by Raya Masroor Hashmi. He passed through the automatic exit doors of the arrival lounge at Jinnah International Airport, stepped out into the humid Karachi air, and was almost blinded by the fog that condensed on his glasses. The unexpected temporary blindness, coupled with the hot, humid air, suffocated him, making him feel as if the air itself was trying to choke him. Maybe the air hides secrets, he thought. Maybe it remembers things from each and every place it has ever passed. The mist on his glasses and the choking humidity were a silent reminder that even after 10 years, this city had neither forgotten nor forgiven him. As he neared the taxi stand, he was surrounded by taxi drivers, all eager to charge naive international passengers with exorbitant fees. Bhai Sahib, where do you want to go? A pot-bellied taxi driver asked. His lips were a dark shade of red due to the betel leaves rolling in his mouth. Before he could reply, another driver, a bold Pashtun with grey eyes, moved towards him. Let me take your luggage, Sahib, he offered, extending his hands to take the strap of the small handbag off his shoulder. Can you take me to Kasbah colony? He asked the Pakhtun. The Pakhtun's extended hands jerked back as he shook his head and stepped back. No, Sahib, we don't go there. Why not? I will pay you double. No, Sahib, it's not safe. They kill us. Taking advantage of the situation, the pot-bellied driver moved forward. Bhai Sahib, let me take you. You know I want to go to Kasbah colony, he repeated in case the driver had not probably heard his exchange with the previous driver. You will pay double, right? The driver inquired, putting his handbag on the back seat and opening the front passenger door for him. Let's go then. Life and death are in Allah's hands. We can't stop living. As the taxi shifted into gear, he leaned back his head on the headrest. Scared that the familiar landmarks might bring back old memories, he closed his eyes, blocking out the city. It wasn't hard for him to locate the exact alley and house after reaching Kasbah colony. In this part of the city, the roads, rough and unmade, were still dotted with potholes, bullet marks, remnants of the frequent shootings that often took place in this area, and graffiti depicting political party slogans covered almost all the walls. He was greeted by a pungent odor as he stepped out of the taxi. The smell of the incinerating garbage, coupled with the stench of the overflowing drains that had left sewage on most parts of the road, made him nauseous. Ignoring the curious stares of the residents, he moved towards the house which he clearly remembered. This house was located on what was now called Kati Pahari, the most dangerous border of one of the greatest ethnic divides of the city, the Pakhtuns and the Muhajirs. The rival groups fought with each other continuously, killing many innocent people in the process. Right now, he was standing in the Pakhtun division. Being a Muhajir, it was a really dangerous feat. A bullet could come from anywhere and kill him. The small iron door clanged as his fist hit the cold hard metal. Who is it? A woman's voice was clearly audible from behind the thin sheet of iron. Urgh. For a moment his mind went completely blank at the prospect of coming face to face with the woman behind the door. The door opened a little and an eye peered from the small slit between the door and the wall. Who is it? He could now detect fear in her voice. Hmm, I have got some information about your husband. He had prepared for this moment all through his journey, but he had never imagined the panicked nervousness he was feeling now. My husband? The door opened inwards and the surprised face of a skinny Pakhtun woman materialized. Completely wrapped in her dupatta, she looked at him with suspicion in her green eyes. Can I come in? He asked. No, she said bluntly. This guarded rudeness was probably normal behavior for people who lived in constant fear. I am your husband's friend. He had given me some money to keep for him. I have come to return it. She hesitated for a while, trying to make up her mind whether to let in a muhajir or not. After he was cleared by her intuitive security assessment, she said, Come in, opening the door completely and stepping aside to let him in. It was a very small house. She motioned him to sit on the only piece of furniture in the small enclosure, an iron charpoy. So he really was with the party then? She asked, standing across from him. Gee, he asked, confused. I always thought that he must have worked with the party in secret. That's why he was killed so brutally. Her eyes filled with tears. I begged them to leave him alone. I even told them I was expecting and to have mercy on me, but they took him away and his mutilated body 2 days later. Her sentences broke as she choked back tears. I am. He couldn't even say sorry. The air was choking him again. It remembered. It remembered everything. Just take this money. It's your husband's. He started to get up. He wanted to get out. Suddenly, a young boy carrying a pack of tissue boxes entered through the open door. He ran to the woman and gave her some cash from his pocket. Is this enough, Amma? Or should I go back again? I could sell more, but it's too hot at the traffic signal. And I am hungry. What's for? Sensing eyes on him, he turned and noticed the stranger in his house. His eyes filled with fear. A muhajir standing in a Pakhtun house in this area was not good news. It's all right, Hussein. He is your father's friend, the mother explained to the terrified boy. Really? The boy's eyes lit up with joy. Was he really a rickshaw driver? Rickshaws make so much money. Amma says if he was alive, I wouldn't have had to sell tissue paper. He couldn't hear any more of this. He left the money envelope on the charpoy and ran out as fast as his leg could carry him. His next stop was a little easier. As soon as the door opened, he told the old man at the door that he was from a TV channel, and the door was opened all the way to let him in. There was a narrow staircase terminating into a room right at the top. He ascended the stairs led by the man. The room at the top smelled of urine and old bed sheets. There was a charpoy against the wall upon which a young man was lying face up. Here he is, Abdul Bari, my brave son. The old man introduced him to the boy. Baba, I don't want to meet anyone. The boy turned away his face. I have brought some money for his treatment. I saw him on the morning show, he started. What treatment? The old man cut in. After Bari's interview on TV, several people came to offer help. But the doctors have confirmed there is no way he can walk. Do you hear? Nothing can help my son. He has lost both his legs. Baba, Baba, stop. Make him go away, the boy on the charpoy bellowed. He was just a 10-year-old schoolboy coming home from school. What had he done to be shot like this? Baba, I don't want to remember. The young boy had started sobbing. Both his legs have been amputated. Do you know in the past 10 years he has not left the confines of this room for a single day? Do you know that I am feeding, clothing, and bathing him at this age when he should have been doing the same things for me? What did he do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? The man rested his head on the side of the charpoy and started sobbing. Give your money to someone else. We are happy the way we are. But I have not forgiven the bastards who did this. I pray every single day that they go through the same pain. He was suffocating again. It was hot. The city was angry. Angry at him. He left the man crying, descended the stairs, and ran outside. He wished he could tell the old man that his prayers had been answered. The killer was suffering a pain worse than this. When the cops had brought his son's bludgeoned body to his house, killed in a hate crime in London, he had immediately realized what had happened. Years ago, he was a resident of Karachi, growing in an impoverished neighborhood with no education. The prospect of earning money through smuggling and snatching had felt so thrilling at the time. It was revenge against the rich. After some years, he joined a local gang, and there was no turning back. In no time, he had become the unknown man behind the local shootings, killing innocent people, the faceless man behind the bomb blasts, the unidentified man behind the burnt buses, torture bodies, and target killings. After successfully carrying out a high profile assassination, he had been sent to London with a new identity. What did he think? That his money could wash away his sins? He was wrong. He could never alleviate their pain, even with all the money in the world. The air still remembered, and it was suffocating him. There was only one way to end this suffocation, to become the unknown man again for one last time. An unknown man was hit by an oncoming train at about 10:20 p.m. on Sunday at the Malid crossing under a closed level crossing gate.